ngwana bonkedile a lerumo khosana mma mekgwele motasi o ruma le mapapetla kganare ya matene moreneng a re nkabe ke sikile ke a bolaya nnare thaka tsa me nkabe di nnyaditse ka bo ke a nyadiwa ke mokotlo o ramafi thaba nnare monna a re a legola motse dithuta tsotlhe tsa tsoga modumong jele dithutana tsa tsoga meropana a re nkabe ke itse go bopa motho nkabe ke bopa motasi le mmaphora ka etso e le bone ba duduetsa bakoma ya moreneng thamaga matlhakola ngwana morongwa ka lefifi a re nka se rongwe ka lesedi ga ke le gatlapa ke tswa ke rongwa ka lefifi ke tloga setlhaga ka tlhogo ya namane puleng borre batle ba je lesororo thamagara matlhakola e latlhang lesapo ke enye mabala matala ga e ka latlha lesapo ngwana bonkhudu a dira letebele le letsho la madira tsekele sebata mophiring
Timsibi ndlondlo yange ulongela ibala abashiswe nguwe bashiswa izono zabo khotha sivela khulu lapho kungadlelwa khona nangembali uvalwa ngamakhanda amadoda ngaso lengonyama khathide lonkomo lebuzayo nengwenyama babuya lo wabuya lapho kungabuywa khona insimbi
ke mokwena wa mare a phogole mare a mahibidu kgatlhamela masisi a marumo lefukumetse ngwana wa maphate ya bolele selalome sa noka ya phogole kaparametsi kwena ya madiba ngwana wa kgomo e tsaletseng madisong motlhana wa fetoga lesotelo le kgonatha pheleo e boboko bo bothata e thulang tse dingwe ka magalang
Hi everyone, welcome to Klink Africa. Your host Karabo Nondumo with my fabulous ladies. Hey! Introduce yourselves to the continent, please.
So, hello Africa. My name is Gogo Sepamba, mom, wife, sister, friend.
And my name is Siape Mafuyani, and I'm also very excited to be connecting with the continent, and also a sister aunt, village girl, in the search for gold like everybody else. And super excited to be a part of this journey.
Yes, no, we are launching this podcast that's going to be all about the beauty of an African woman.
Yeah.
Our trials, tribulations, our joys, our beauty, you know, what moves us, what gets us out of bed, what keeps us alive. And we know the story is universal. You know, we're 3 South African girls, but we know that the story is the same throughout the continent. But we will have some nuances, and we'll have, you know, some sisters join us, and give us their perspective. And we hope we have fun as much as we will.
It's a chance to be vulnerable with us. It's a chance to be strong with us. It's a chance to laugh, an opportunity to just navigate this journey. You don't have to be alone wherever you are. You've got sisters.
That's so incredible, because we have these conversations, right, on our cultures, in our WhatsApp groups, and it's such a beautiful opportunity to bring them to the fore, because whenever you speak, you realize you're not alone.
True.
You know, the challenges you're facing are more regular than you realize.
Yeah. So this is your sister's channel, your channel.
Yeah.
You know, a place to belong.
Yeah.
You know. So Sabs, what has been happening to you this week?
So, this week has been sobering. I think the one thing that stood out for me was, in the corporate sense, the burden of our Africanism is that we tend to lead with humility, especially African women. And humility often means that, you know, you're not loud about your credentials, you're not loud about your achievements. And the downside of that is that it's so easy to get trampled on. So that was my week where, you know, as a consultant, one of the many hats I wear, I just realized that sometimes in corporate spaces, you can get taken for granted, you know, and you've got to check people and stand up for yourself. So not an easy thing to do. Yeah,
We're gonna have time to unpack that.
absolutely.
I think we need a blanket and something.
I swear.
I think it's everybody's struggle.
Yeah.
Well, every woman's struggle, and we'd love to know how others have navigated it.
Yeah. Oh my God, my week. So my week, I wished I had a dictaphone. Because even I didn't believe I was going through what I was going through. I kept on thinking, did I co-create this? How did I, why am I here? But we will unpack it.
Carry your week.
So, guys, I'm part of a co-parenting arrangement. And I've got young kids.
Yeah.
I think that the beautiful thing for me this week was how well we co-parented
Oh,
with our
that's
children.
So beautiful. So
That's
wonderful.
lovely.
And having to separate yourself,
Yeah.
from what
The functions.
The functions.
and that it doesn't have to be bad. It doesn't have to be acrimonious. It doesn't have to be scandalous.
Yeah.
You can just focus on what's important and get out of yourself and know that you're
I feel like
I love that story because it's not one we hear often, right?
No,
I mean, I don't even think they make healthy co-parenting stories like for black people in the movies.
Yeah.
Always wanting to kill each other.
If you don't, but I feel like that's a topic for another day. The co-parenting.
Yeah.
My co-parenting partnership is with my husband's ex-wife.
oh
Wow.
we gotta unpack that it's okay to be
friends. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, we hope African kids grow up there.
Absolutely.
Change the narrative.
Absolutely.
Change the direction
Yeah.
of travel.
Yeah.
And guys, what's up for the next week? I mean, before that, what are we grateful for this week?
Oh, wow.
What are we taking away as, moments of gratitude?
I suppose today is a very bittersweet day. My bonus son passed away 2 years ago. My son's best friend. So, moment to remember him. Moment to honor his legacy. It's a gratitude week for me. Yeah.
Jeez, wow. Goodness. There's like a million things racing through my mind. Grief. We were speaking earlier with Gugu about grief, just how layered it is. When we were prepping actually for this Klink Africa podcast, I reached out to my brother and I was asking him about Liboko.
What is Liboko?
Your family's praise song.
Praise song. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And in the messages back and forth, because my father, it was passed on to him, but he's the guy that's been championing it, for decades. And we got to laugh about my dad, and it was great. There was nothing bitter about it, but just in that moment, in remembering him, I got a little bit sad. Gary knows my relationship with my father, but there's so many grown-up moments where I just want to wake him up, and just have like a 5-minute with him. And so I think it's been about grief, about the many layers of grief, about the fact that it's not a time span, it's not a beginning and an
grief
end.
will demand your attention.
Absolutely.
We need time to unpack all those things. I personally am grateful for today. I'm grateful for this platform. And it's also channeling my mom who's late, who was,
Your twin.
my twin.
Absolutely.
In a lot of ways,
Absolutely.
So I feel like I'm standing on her shoulders. I feel like I'm representing a cause bigger than myself,
Right.
and that I get to do it is a true moment of gratitude for me. Yeah,
But also, I think grateful for seeing something through.
yes,
Right?
I mean, we were saying earlier during makeup, we are the people at the back, right?
Yeah.
So
We're comfortable at
to
the
be
back.
The
Yeah.
people at the back.
Yeah.
I think corporate women hardly ever sit in front of camera.
Looking gorgeous.
Looking absolutely. Do you know, my son said to me, because I told him about this podcast, says, "Oh, I wouldn't have thought you guys would be the podcast girl. Yeah. I'm like, right? We didn't think so either until Auntie Karabo said, there's a date. Because I suppose when you put the date, then everything was like, it has to happen.
It has to happen.
I mean, I wanted to get into a debate about the date. I was like,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
Yeah, they were trying to backtrack, and I said, girl, you're doing this.
Maybe not. But yeah, super grateful for this, for an opportunity to, and I think it's, it's showing your own vulnerability, right? I mean, I don't have social media. I am.
No, you have to now start. Hello, you have to subscribe.
Well, absolutely. But it's that. I run such a private life. I think I can be great without ever being, showing face or showing up in the forefront. Yeah. And I think that was probably the toughest thing about, tough but also exciting about showing up for today is kind of saying to the world, well, I'm no longer an enigma.
But it's also giving permission. Yeah, I think we underestimate how much permission we give to each other. Yeah, by showcasing a great.
True.
We're multifaceted people. We
So
are
many
artists.
layers.
Now we are doctors tomorrow. We are, investment professionals. There are so many things that we're trying to unpack. And we're hoping that we can share this journey together.
Absolutely.
So what's up for the new week?
So I'm off to Cape Town,
Yes.
but it's a strat session. But you and I are still gonna be in this other world that we're in. But I'm going into this week, as I said, with gratitude.
Yes.
And already when you kind of decide what kind of week it's going to be, it layers off a bit of the burden that we carry. So I'm already anticipating that I'm going to be mesmerized by this week. I'm going to be full of grace. I'm going to be full of gratitude. So I'm excited. I'm going into it with hello world.
Anticipation.
Yes.
Positive anticipation.
That's amazing.
Awesome.
That's
And you?
amazing. I am, and I'm scared to say this because then I'm beholden to it, right? But I want to study again.
Lovely.
Yay! And I just think I'm involved in so many different aspects. I mean, somebody called me this week about something that I bravely put ahead in my CV. This is who I am, and I'm this professional. And they said there's an opportunity to train a board on the subject. And the amount of backtracking that I did. First of all, I was like, which board? And it's a listed board, and it's one that I'd love to get into a conversation. But I doubted myself so much. I was like, okay,
that's
maybe
a female
not now,
thing.
maybe later. And then I thought, what is it that I am uncertain about? And what do I need to do to get over that? And it has led me back to the books. So I'm looking to...
Yeah, I think you take it for granted that people know what board you're talking about. Think about a board of directors.
Yes.
Of a JSE, Johannesburg Stock Exchange listed entity.
Okay, yeah.
So it's a big deal.
But that's another thing that we do, though.
Yeah,
as females.
yeah.
So you've got to dial yourself down a little bit. That humility thing. Dial it down a little bit. I don't know who said. I mean, humility is cute, but humility can be boring sometimes when you dial it all the way down.
And that's why we get so militant when we're not being heard. And then we get into a masculine.
But you did. You walked in here.
Absolutely.
Gosh, all shy.
But now you have to have your head down. So when do you get to lift it up?
No, I don't think. I think that. I mean, Gabo, there's nothing about all that Africanness that says dial yourself down.
We do.
We do.
Okay.
And I find it's professional women who do that more. I just find that we walk in and we already decide, I don't want to overwhelm anyone, so if I just sheepishly come in and even when you walk into a boardroom,
there's a shame attached to our accomplishments.
So
I think it's socialization.
Yeah.
I think we underestimate how we've been raised. Not to be too forward. I mean, some women are raised by very strong personalities, and they're taught to lead with that. But others are taught to be ladies, and I don't know what the definition of a lady is, but it's the ikokobete kind of.
It's in how you walk into a room when a meeting has started.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is that?
we gotta have to unpack this.
What is that?
before I forget, because my week is about addressing this procrastination thing.
Yeah.
I'm always
I've
going
never
to
seen you as a procrastinator.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to remember what we said.
We're gonna hold you accountable.
Yeah. And that's
We're gonna
the
hold
thing.
you accountable.
Say it here, you not have to do it.
Yeah.
So guys, see you next week with much more interesting conversations
Yeah.
than today. But
Cannot
thank you
wait.
for tuning in. Please subscribe. We are Klink Africa on YouTube. We are at Klink Africa on Instagram. And please share comments, likes, ideas, topics you want us to cover, views on things we've talked about. We'd love it to be an interactive.
Looking forward to hearing from you guys.
Cheers.
Bye.
Klink was my Klink.
Cheers.